Hello everyone, hope you're well. Welcome to another video. I'm going to keep this one quite short because I'm just doing it on the fly. I've not made any notes for it. So here you go. This one's going to be about technology and just my thoughts and stuff. Anyway, so I think I've said in a previous video, I was born in 1985. I grew up in the 90s. So I'm remember what the 90s were like. I'm doing an open uni course right now, diploma in computing and IT. That's another thing. But anyway, so I remember the old school computers when this is going back when in primary school we had the BBC computers. And that was like the really basic things. I think we only ever really used it for games and maybe type in a few things. It's supposed to help kids to learn coding, but I don't think we ever actually learned any codings. Then we did get what we called the Apple Mac. And again, that was only ever used for typing Word documents, making pictures and playing the odd game. I remember there was a game that used to be played. We played games as a treat if we did our schoolwork as a kid. And there was this game, and it was like the main character was this car, and you could play chess with it, or if not chess, drafts, I think it was, or you could create like a pinball kind of game with it. I was thinking about that game. I had no idea what the game was called, other than it was on the Apple Mac that was around in 1993, 1994. I remember floppy disks as well. Yeah, that's how we saved our data. Anyway, fast forward a good few years, and now look, I'm creating a video on my phone. And if you had told me I'd be doing that in the 1990s, I thought you would be mad. But it's not just creating videos on phones. I can find places with my phone. I can take photos, go on Facebook. But on Facebook, I'll be connected to people across the globe if I want, or get news. Same with Instagram or X. And like I said, I grew up in the 90s. Things were just so different. Good few years back, I was on a train and I went onto YouTube to watch an old episode of Nightmare. Now, if you don't know, Nightmares is a kids program from the late 80s, early 90s. I was thinking to myself, if I wanted to watch an episode of Nightmare but it wasn't broadcast, I would have to tape on VHS, and then I would have to take that tape. I'd need a VHS player, or tape player as we called it, a TV, a power source, all those different things, and the cables to connect everything. And I was just thinking, bloody hell, here am I watching an old episode of a kids program I like on a train, on my phone. I was thinking, bloody hell, how things have changed. The other thing I was thinking about just recently is I grew up as I said, in the 90s, and if you want, I liked Power Rangers, and I liked pro wrestlers back in the day, and I still do. But then I was thinking, you'd have to send folk fans mail back in the 90s, and you never be sure if they got it. But now with modern technology, I can follow their pages on Instagram or Facebook or X or whatever. And every now and then, if they're on Instagram, they might do a live video. I used to love the God rest his soul, the Green Ranger, Jason David Frank, and I used to follow him on Instagram. And then I was just thinking, I was just on Instagram at my Aunt Helen's, and he just started to do a live video. And I was thinking, bloody hell. Back in the day, if you told me in the 90s, oh, you get to sort of meet David Frank, the actor that played the Green Lantern, I'd be like over the moon. Now, it's like we can connect to our friends, of course, but we can also connect to people that we admire, like actors, musicians, and all that kind of stuff. And we can send them likes, comments, send them good wishes, and every now and then we get good wishes back and that kind of stuff. I was like, just thinking, my God, we never had that in the 90s. And it's just a constant. Every now and then, when you take a step back and think how far we've progressed and all the stuff we have, and I know that a lot of folk are going at technology, like saying, "Oh, it's bad. It's too much. We've got too much for it. It's affecting our lives too much." But at the same time, I'm just kind of like glad that we do have it and that we can do so many things with it. And you've got to take the good. Well, I know there's bad stuff, but you've got to take remember the good stuff as well. Yeah, and I'm just going to keep this one short, and that's all I really want to say. Hope you guys are all having a lovely day, and I'll catch you later. Cheers.